last week on the Glass Cannon podcast.
As Hubert gets down about 20 feet, he's surrounded by this purple glowing light and is yanked up very quickly and boom, thrown back on the platform. It's good to be back here on the platform with all my friends.
It's good to have you back.
Thank God, I was so afraid.
They are a specific type of pterodon known as a cliff hunter.
Barnes is going to first action exploit vulnerability.
You know these
Natural
creatures.
20.
Natural 20!
And it falls from the sky.
The abacus!
The one remaining creature flies away.
How far does it look like we are from the village?
You think you'll be there by sunset.
Glancing over to Zephyr.
What are you doing?
I wanted to apologize for how I acted earlier. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I mean to you.
And I really look up to you, and I would like to be your friend.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay, let's start
Starting
over.
from now.
Starting now.
Too. There's a lot of feelings all at once.
Okay.
The platform is nearing a pyramid civilization being built. Your approach has not gone unnoticed. A rather large crowd of elves has gathered, just watching expectantly as the gondola pulls in to the docking station.
The adventure continues now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Glass Cannon podcast. You know what? This show is expensive. So I'm going to start the show by thanking our sponsors who make this barely happen. Foundry VTT, the best virtual tabletop, the only virtual tabletop worth their salt in this industry. Norse Foundry, make the best dice in the game. What, you buying dice from another manufacturer? What is wrong with you?
You'd have to be insane. Literally, clinically insane to use any other die.
He said it. And of course, Demiplane. But we wouldn't be doing our job if we weren't constantly trying to court new sponsors. And so this is week one of us trying to get the attention of a new sponsor. We talked about it a little bit last week. High Noon! Oh, yeah. Hey, High Noon. How many actual play podcasts do you sponsor? Shout out to CJ on the ones and twos back there who ran out and picked us up 2 cases of these. These are I was talking about these last week. Real tequila plus real juice. Let's pass them out. Strawberry, lime, grapefruit, or passion fruit. What do you guys want?
Wow.
I'll do strawberry.
Jinx.
Here's a lime for Joe.
Give me a lot. That's hilarious.
Okay.
The line is good.
Matthew was talking
Grapefruit?
last week about the
is that?
tequila high noons. I've
Like
never
a
had
Paloma?
one.
I've never had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, love a good
it's a good
Paloma.
idea.
And then who said passion fruit?
Yeah, no, it's
All right, I'll have the passion fruit, being a passionate man.
Kate still hasn't
And
made
the ladies
a
want
decision.
strawberry?
And Matthew
And
as
Matthew.
well.
Oh, so the ladies want
I
strawberry?
want a grapefruit.
We're having a good time. You want a grapefruit?
Nice.
Wow, that worked out.
Enjoy that.
That worked out too.
I'm short. I
We're all
can't
friends
reach it.
here. I'll just stand up. There's a strawberry for Matthew and a strawberry for Sydney.
about
Okay,
me?
what do you want?
Grapefruit, please.
Grapefruit
Yes.
action, huh?
Wow.
It's gonna explode in my face, isn't it?
We haven't even drank them yet, and Joe has yanked his headphones out. There's trash.
Are my ears
table.
bleeding?
Yeah.
Are my ears bleeding?
Hey, let's
Broke his-
let's try these out. Blanco
Yeah.
tequila with real fruit juice, sparkling water, and natural flavors.
Nooners.
Are you playing RPGs with your friends? Hope you're doing it with a nooner in hand.
Cheers.
It's got to be
noon.
high noon somewhere.
Oh,
Oh, that's quite
they
good.
really put passion
that's
in that fruit.
That is quite good.
Holy shit, that's
Oh my
good.
God, it's so good.
Drink
love.
20 of these.
I would love if they sponsored us.
Makes me think of the summer. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a liquor sponsor for no less than
We'll
5
be
years.
way worse at math if they sponsored us,
I
but
think it's good that we're not sponsored by any liquor company.
We're going to
Yeah.
clip this. We'll unclip that part. We'll clip this. Send it to the nooner people.
I just returned from the doctor and
Shouldn't have more liquor.
I shouldn't be drinking this.
Cut to Dr. Jonathan P. Nooner sitting in his office watching this clip of us.
What is he a doctor of?
He's a doctor of passion. Anyways, that was delicious.
I like the idea of a medical, like a professional medical doctor that's just like, I highly recommend High Noon.
Yeah. This
Create
fills
some
your
daily
Q
consumption.
zone with pure goodness.
Q Zone.
Yeah, no, this is nice. I love when we
great.
stay in the studio long enough or start late enough where 2 o'clock isn't too early to start.
I was like, where are we going with this?
2 on a
o'clock,
weekday
it's
isn't too early.
Literally called high noon.
Yeah, this is a mountain time high noon.
Yeah.
Mountain time, high noon.
I didn't want to play. I just want to drink these. Let me ask you guys, before the show, I mentioned that it kind of smelled funny in the studio. And I said, it kind of smells like a wet beaver. And Joe was like, whoa, whoa. And I was like, what? Like the animal. And you went to a real dark place.
No, I didn't. I believe if I quoted accurately, I said, you should say that on air.
And then you
And
did.
then we'll talk
And
about
then it
it.
happened.
I was assuming the animal, but then we kind of
It's
got
very, very
you
strange.
said something specific that like
You knew
made
what
it
you were
sound-
doing.
I
You're
did.
You're a
smiling.
horrible person.
You were
How?
smiling.
You knew what you were doing.
It's a funny phrase, but have you ever smelled a wet beaver?
No.
Dude, they don't.
You're
Of
clear-
all the animals. God damn it.
A wet mongoose?
What is it? What's the thing a beaver has? It's like the gland. Or
Oh, it
it's-
has the oil, like
Yeah.
the oiled skin.
That's what it smells like.
No, that is not what you were
Yes,
talking
it does.
about.
That's what it smells like.
I just wonder how much of like Hubert like falls into Troy and how much of Troy like falls into Hubert, because Hubert wouldn't know what that means or
Right.
what a beaver is or
There's something
anything.
wrong with that.
Yeah, but Troy does.
Is Hubert Troy distilled or like Troy in a higher key?
Amplified.
It smells
yeah.
like a wet animal in here. And I immediately went to beaver.
Which is weird. Like of all the animals to pick, it would say it smells like a wet dog. That smells. It's stinky.
I haven't heard anyone use that term.
Beavers, they live in
In a long
ponds.
time.
They're wet all the time. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
smells like a wet dolphin in here. It's like, that doesn't smell
It's like a wet fish.
It'd be weird if it were dry.
Right.
I will say when I went, I told this off air, but I went camping in what are you laughing
I'm
at?
just thinking about a restaurant advertising wet fish.
Wet fish.
Wettest fish in town.
And for
Our
your
chicken-
$19.99, your fish will be soaked.
Our chicken is so dry and not water has never touched this chicken.
My fish gets so wet.
But as soon as you said wet beaver, I had like a flash memory in my head because I went camping in the UP and we were driving through Wisconsin and we stopped in like these teeny tiny towns, like population, 50 people, random off the highway, like super far
That's
out.
terrifying.
It was a little weird,
Very
but
deliberate.
We don't get many people from around here.
oh, and it's like they could smell it on us. Like we'd walk into a store and they would be like, "City folk." And we were like, "Oh God." But we stopped at this town that was really quaint, really cute. It had a diner called the Mountain Dew Diner. And it literally was like the Mountain Dew logo
That's all they serve.
Wow.
and the word diner. And I
You
was
just
like,
exposed that diner to a copyright infringement.
I'm sorry to the small town.
Could you imagine if you just brought them down just now?
Ignore that. This is all a joke.
Somebody on the Mountain Dew legal team happens to be a big Glass Cannon fan, and they're like, wait, what?
They're like, that's
Dare
really
she?
funny. Fire off a cease and desist.
That's really funny. Contacting my lawyers. But there was a bar there called the Thirsty Beaver. And they had this logo that was like a beaver, like a cartoon beaver with a beer.
Fun.
And me and my friends were like, wait, gotta go to the Thirsty Beaver. And it turns out they had merch for this bar. They knew what they were doing.
Maybe not.
And the shirt said on the back, in
Maybe it was an honest mistake.
huge lettering,
Maybe it's too pure for this world.
drink beer, eat beaver. And we bought about 5 of those shirts.
I bet you did.
They sold underwear too. Wink. And
Wow.
it's one of my prized possessions. I think it's so funny.
That's too on the nose. Like, 'cause
They
you don't.
literally
You
underwear.
can't take that the wrong way.
No.
Like, eat beaver. Like, do they serve beaver at this restaurant?
It's true. There's no double entendre. It's just
Right.
It's just
It's
a
a
single.
single-
They're just
entendre.
telling you what.
Right.
But it's
I don't disagree with the message. I'm just saying.
It's like half an entendre.
I don't object to their politics.
Let me be clear. I'm on board with the message. It's just the lack of subtlety.
If you're ever in that town, you should head to the Mountain Dew Diner and then eat some beaver.
Yeah.
Except you can't have the beaver because they don't serve it.
They don't serve
It's a
it.
single
You'll have to
entendre.
find your own in town.
And there will be no Mountain Dew diner by the end of this week.
Oh no.
You brought him down. Nice work.
Mountain Dote. No. I wish I was on hole 8 right now. Like, I just want to be golfing, having
hole
some
8.
nooners. Yeah, you went right to Dirt Town again. You
No,
were like,
no, I thought you were talking about some weird diet you were doing. What was that one you were doing?
I thought the same. It was like
Right.
the whole 30, but
The whole
really
30, that
want to
was
go
it.
there
that
are only
far.
8 foods
I was
that
like,
I can
for
eat.
Christ's sake, now what's the whole 8? Like, what is this nonsense
You can
you're
only
reading?
eat octopus.
For 8 days, you only eat beef.
You'll need beaver.
You'd be shocked at how many calories you eat.
The whole 8.
8 days of eating beaver. Something new. Man, this show is different than any other show.
Does anyone actually eat beaver? Like, is it
I don't think you're
endangered
supposed
or
to.
gross or gamey or?
I would not feel right eating a beaver.
I'm going to Google it.
Don't go eat beaver.
Yeah,
be careful how you
I'm
Google.
curious.
I mean,
I've never
How
heard
to eat a beaver.
Yeah, Native Americans
Still not
have been,
100% sure what I'm
have been
clicking.
eating beaver since the 1400s.
It's usually slow cooked in a broth.
Well, look at this picture. It's a beaver being
Whoa.
Ah,
That's a filleted beaver.
Also, you can eat.
Oh yeah. Okay, here it is.
Beaver
Care
tail?
must be taken to prevent contamination from the animal's strong castor gland.
Right. That you smell when they're wet.
Is that where we get
Do you smell when they're wet?
Smell it when they're
castor
wet.
oil from?
No,
Oh.
it's not.
Oh, they got Oh, look at this. All
got
sorts
so
of
scared.
No,
recipes.
I looked this up once.
Oh, okay,
I feel like
okay.
you'd be eating a lot more beaver. if that was the
Recipes
case.
for beaver. Wow.
I guess you can also eat beaver tail,
Oh God, they look
which
horrible.
seems kind of crazy. It seems like it would be really tough, but you roast it for 20 minutes.
Huh.
That's it.
Meat's meat.
Meat's
Right?
meat.
Beef's
Imagine.
beef.
Or
Beef's beef.
early French Canadian Catholics considered beaver to be a 4-legged fish that could be eaten at Lent.
Anything to cheat.
Sorry, who are they?
Anything to cheat God.
Anything to cheat God.
Four-legged fish.
This is a fish, right?
That was
It's
Wikipedia,
a-
so let's check the
It's a
source on
Sauvet.
this.
Did I tell you about the cum cookbook?
Yes.
I told you about the
Yes.
cum cookbook. Okay.
Calm.
Cum
You don't need to know.
Oh yeah, no. You,
cookbook.
yes.
Semen recipes.
Yep.
We gave it as a cast gift to our director. We used to just give funny gifts.
Did they like
But
it?
it's a real cookbook.
Is
Real
it
cookbook.
like
You
you
make
could
like semen flan
Ew.
and semen shepherd's pie. Semen with a beaver reduction.
You got Francis.
Semen au poivre with a beaver reduction.
God,
Anyways, Google it.
Jesus.
This is going to be off the rails tonight, and we've
already
already
is.
started. I'm just going to take a quick break while we get back on the rails, and we'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back, you crazy beeves. Once I saw Joe go straight into reclined drinking mode, there was no way. I was like,
My God.
you crazy
You
beeves.
did it so fast. Welcome back, you crazy beef.
We are back. We've already talked about our sponsors and our new spots. Dr. Noon,
Dr.
you're
Noon.
watching.
Hello, I'm Dr. Noon.
Dr.
Fucking
Noon.
it up right
This is going to be a fun, interesting app. I'm going to do something I think that we've never done on the Glass Cannon podcast before until you tell me that now we've done this.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That makes me more excited.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You were kind
At
of
first,
like
I was like
ready,
I'm a little down.
You
You
weren't
came in.
excited?
No.
What?
I do like the vibe, the image that we had last week of a whole group of elves just sort of standing there waiting for us to arrive. Like it's a cool image. I just don't want to play it. I just want to watch it like a movie because I'm like, what am I going to say to these people? I get exhausted by like role playing with, like a
group of elves.
Have us do the heavy
What
work.
makes
Exactly, and
you
what
will,
makes
and it'll
you
be great.
think
It'll be
you are
great.
the party face.
No, I don't think I am.
No.
Yeah.
Because,
Well,
I mean, I'm
Zephyr's
the
an
half
elf.
elf. Maybe
Half
elf.
elf.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm happy to. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to enjoy watching it. I just get nervous. It's really more.
Buggle
just nerves
speaks
and
Elvish
anxiety.
as well.
Oh, nice.
So does Barnes.
There you go.
All right, Brother
Take
Ramius
a
will
back
jump
seat.
off right before we.
Yeah,
see.
you're asleep anyway.
You just woke up from a nap.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. He was
stay
napping, and maybe right before it pulls in, he jumps off and hides in the foliage so that he can assassinate someone later.
I thought he jumps off
leader.
and gets bounced back.
Oh, that's right. Son of a bitch, I forgot.
And loses 10 hit points in the
Yeah.
process.
Well,
Face slams into the. Oh.
last week had all the sort of earmark. I'm trying to see if Hubert speaks Elvish. 'Cause maybe he could be the party.
Hubert
Oh.
would speak Elvish.
No.
Just looking to see what
We
he's
duct tape his mouth.
Where would he
shut.
even learn it? He's been
I'll
talking
handle
to a
this.
rock for years.
There's simply no way.
Let me handle this.
There's simply no way.
There's simply
I
no
will
way.
speak to them.
Well put.
Oh, hello. A guy that doesn't know the right words for things. Last week, you survived a deadly encounter with these cliff hunter pterodons. I always want to say the P. Pterodons.
Pterodons.
The pterodons.
The pterodon.
The pterodactyls. We ended the previous week's episode with one of them swooping in, biting, grabbing Hubert, and flinging him over the edge. Of course, there's some safety mechanism built into this powerful, sort of outlandish magic that is sending this gondola down across these purple light ropes that are not ropes, and some safety mechanism built into it so that if you're thrown off, you're kind of whipped back up. But Hubert still took 10 points of damage. He was sickened too. And luckily, throughout the entire fight, anytime I tried to land that hit on one of you guys, I missed. The one time I hit, I failed on the athletics check to toss Buggles, who would have most certainly, after taking a crit, I think he would have been knocked unconscious. That's over 30 points of damage. Yeah. So that could have got a lot hairy, but you guys are getting stronger. So
Or luckier.
or luckier, yes, lucky sevens. We then see you guys kind of resting and talking. Zephyr and Asta kind of had a little moment there. And then as the sun is setting, you see that you're getting closer now and about to have the gondola land at these pyramids, but they aren't like this completed civilization, kind of like what they looked like when you were first looking at it, when you first walked through that old gate. You see that it's a civilization under construction. There are some completed pyramids. There are some completed buildings, one of which has a huge telescope coming out of it. All of the completed buildings have at least small telescopes coming out of it. And you see a huge party of elves sort of gathering at the dock. That's where we pick up today. I mean, I don't even know. Tell me what's going through your head, if there's anything you want to do before this gondola kind of docks, because you would think if it's anything like the top of the gondola, like it stops for a few minutes and then just returns. Is there anything you want to do as it's approaching? They're just looking at you.
Should I do a knowledge check to think about jungle settings with large elven populations?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just do an esoteric lore and take the
What's your John?
with the penalty +6.
Nothing really comes to mind. Large elven settlements are sort of a thing of the past. They left and came back. And, I'm not as up to date on my Galarian lore as other people at the table. But correct me if I'm wrong, there aren't like a lot of like large elven settlements now.
But there's Keonan
Keona.
It's like the elvish nation. Yeah, so that there are.
There are some, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But that is not a jungle area.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so a little strange.
Wonder, Asta thinks about maybe turning into a fox.
That will definitely not unsettle them.
Maybe it would.
They're like watching.
Yeah, maybe they've already seen us. Okay, she doesn't turn into a fox.
Yeah, they have already seen us.
Yeah,
right?
they have.
We've attracted a crowd.
Seen you.
so
They're watching, and more just keep gathering.
I'd like to do a perception immediately to get a sense of like what they're wearing. Are they armed?
Yeah,
Are there a lot of
definitely.
And
weapons?
a sense of their attitude.
Around the horn here.
Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all holding guns.
Yeah, that's the thing. That no joke. Are there a dozen elves with arrows drawn, pointed at our thing, or are they just like, oh hi?
Natty 17 for Barnes.
Nice Barnes.
23.
Okay. Anything higher than 23?
Joe did well.
What'd you get there?
What about a critical fumble? What would that
Oh.
net?
I mean,
You're leaning over the edge to
got-
try and get a better look, and you fall. It whips you back. 10 points of damage. You're sickened too.
you've got the jersey on for this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
You did exactly as it
Old
wanted.
natural one.
a great
There he is.
If this was Call of Cthulhu, I would absolutely have you trip and fall while trying to look and take 10 points of damage.
Very reasonable.
And then you'd be dead.
Then you'd be dead.
What about you?
I got a 12.
12.
8.
So,
18. But besides perception, I want to try a society roll.
okay, try it.
Oops.
I'm only going to let you.
Nope. 9.
All right, so Barnes, maybe you've got the best eyesight of the group or the most discerning eye. They look wary, but more curious than threatening in the way that they're regarding you.
I will kind of extend a slow, cautious hello wave.
And some of them, like, return the gesture, but they're kind of unsure what they're doing when they return the gesture. You see their clothing appears practical, but it's of no immediately recognizable fashion. Loose robes, leather, maybe adventuring attire, essentially. Far more distinctive and arresting is their prolific jewelry. It's a mixture of silver and gold, bangles, rings, necklaces, earrings, circlets, and more, all bearing symbols that you can't quite make out, but you can see there's very prominent symbols among the jewelry that they're wearing. If you get closer and want to make a second check, let me know. The gondola comes in, and they kind of give a berth for you all, because they had come like up, and then as you're coming in, they slowly back off. Maybe out of fear, maybe out of being polite, maybe ready to strike and kill you.
We have to get off pretty fast, though.
Yeah.
We don't wanna
It
get
stops.
tired. It stops.
Yeah, remember when you
Oh, it has
We
to-
waited
it.
just.
You have to be unloaded. All right, yeah. So Barnes will look at the others and
Well, Zephyr puts her bow away and tucks her hair behind her ears.
to expose her.
Perhaps. Yeah.
we'll slowly, like, hands where they can see them step off the platform. And Barnes will say, "Greetings in Elven. May we approach your city?"
You dock, you say that, and they all begin talking at once. Those of you who speak Elven, which is you, Buggles, Zephyr, and
Barnes.
Barnes, you can hear what they're saying. It sounds like a different dialect. Their accent is a little weird, but you can understand they're saying, like, "Welcome, travelers. We mean you no harm. You are safe here. Welcome, welcome, welcome." They were all kind of speaking at once, but you're hearing those little phrases come in and out. And then, of course, to Asta, Hubert, and Ramius, it's just like noise.
Forgive us. We've come a long way. And we know not exactly where we are. It's been a bit of an interesting journey. We'd love to tell you about it, but could you maybe clue us into where we are right now?
And some of them hear you, and then others keep talking, and then they notice that Ramius and Asta aren't understanding. So a couple of them come directly up to you, not threatening, but they just start like like rattling through languages, and you'll hear like Draconic or something that you might speak. What are some languages that you
Kitsune and Common.
And what about Ramius?
Draconic.
Draconic. So you hear Draconic, and they get that, and then somebody cycles to something that's like adjacent to Common. But the words are very, very strange. And again, it's who are you? Who are you? What are you? And then suddenly in the midst of this, as someone is like going to answer your question, but also like looking like, are they supposed to speak or is someone else supposed to answer it? A beautiful bronze-skinned female elf rushes forward through the crowd and speaks to all of you in common and says, wait, I know them. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know where you are from. You. Come.
Oh, okay.
Come.
Okay.
And she grabs your hand and she pulls you over to a nearby telescope. She says, look.
Okay. And she looks in the telescope.
Look. And she says, look at the bright star low in the darkening sky.
Oh.
Look, see?
Yeah.
Yes. And you look through and you see a small bluish dot through the lens. Galarian. The blue planet. That is your world.
What is this world?
This is Castrovel.
Yes! Nailed it! That's what we all do. Yes!
You've heard of us.
What?
We did not
Brother
do that.
Ramius is
Yeah.
astounded.
I think Zephyr's like speechless. Like she's just like,
Did you say castor oil, like a beaver's glands?
You know of beavers?
Yes. Yeah, I am well versed in beaver lore.
Do you have giant beavers on this planet?
I have a
Yes, the
plus
largest.
100
On our
beaver
planet.
lore.
On our planet, beavers are often wet.
Oh, yes, ours are.
We call them
wet are
the
your beavers?
four-legged fish.
Ours are constantly moist. The moistest beavers in the
We're
galaxy.
not so different, you and I.
Our worlds are quite the same.
How did you come here?
Asta points to the key on Zephyr's neck.
it was an accident. We were led here through an Ayudara gate. And I think this, she holds up the key, helped.
Ayudara, I do not understand you.
The gates?
Yes, we have gates, Ayudara. They are plentiful here on Castrovel, but there are more on another landmass, Soverian. Not as many here in Loskialua.
Yeah, we crossed through one in another dimension, I think.
I didn't, but
They all start-
they did.
Looking and
Do you-
talking.
Do you use your gates? Do they operate regularly?
Yes, we do not use them as much anymore, for there is no need out here, but our brothers and sisters in Ugalam or Soverian, they do use them to travel about
Are you
planet.
speaking of continents?
Yes, continents.
Yes. So you occasionally use them to travel between continents?
Yes, oh yes.
But never to the blue planet?
Oh no, those gates, if they ever took one there, they no longer function in that way.
This is so Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yeah.
This whole thing is like very John Carter of Mars.
It was on our world. There are many Ayudara around, inactive for as long as memory will tell. But it seems that all of us, one night, encountered gates that were active. Lit up, we all stepped through. And know not what happened, but we're missing for 3 months.
Oh, that is quite strange. The gates on your world were most likely made by my people long ago. But what you are saying is not something that occurred here, to my knowledge.
I guess the other question I might ask is there a way to maybe get us back to our world?
Possibly. Yes. Very possibly. What is your name?
Barnes. The Amicus Barnes.
Baines.
Barnes.
Barnes.
Bonds.
Bond? How do you spell that?
B-A.
We don't have that letter.
Be like beaver.
I spell it.
Oh, same sound as beaver.
is in
We call that a ka-chow.
Ka-chow. A. R.
A we have. R don't have that one.
It's the last sound of beaver.
Ah, a ka-plop.
Plop.
Anyhow.
It's an extremely efficient language.
Ka-chow, ka-plop, it makes perfect sense.
Ka-chow,
the first
a
sound of
ka-plop.
beaver.
I like that the names of the letters do not have the sound of the letter in them.
Yes.
It's
Awesome.
very efficient.
Things are weird here.
Things are weird.
Bonds. And you?
Asta.
Asta. There's an A in there.
Ooh.
The rest you wouldn't understand. And you are our sister, but different.
Zephyr, how did you know we were from that world? By looking at us?
Your language of your friends.
Oh.
I could tell this language you speak is the language of your home world. We will get to that momentarily. What is your name?
Zephyr?
Zephyr.
Z.
That is a beautiful name.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, a name perhaps given to you by the dreamer herself. And you, young sir. Buckles. Buckles like you'd see on a hat
No,
or a shoe.
he's you can't hear him. Like he's too quiet for you. Like you're assuming because you know.
Is your friend nervous?
Yes, he's just a bit afraid. He's shy.
It is okay. You are safe here, though I imagine the journey here was fraught with peril. If you are not from here, the creatures, we are in some sense of harmony with them, but if they do not know you, it must have been very dangerous. I am frankly surprised that you were able to make it to the light lines.
We didn't all make it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, we lost one of our number in the jungle. To one of these creatures that you say you have harmony with.
But what kind of beast?
Big snail?
And they all say like, Amele. It's a creature known as an Amelecana. They are dangerous, even to us. Most people would know it's not an encounter that you fight to the end. You should run by the first or second round. You'd be a fool.
Well, we know that now.
Yes,
Run to where?
just anywhere. Off
Anywhere
the
you
map.
go, you fall into
There
the
was a
water and get swept over a
waterfall.
waterfall.
Ah, the waterfall. Yes, that wasn't in the book.
What? Waterfall?
Son of a
Waterfall. Son of a bitch.
And you, what is your name, sir?
My name is Brother Ramius.
Ramius.
You know the word.
That starts with a kaplump.
It starts with a kerplump.
I think it was a ka-chow, actually.
Kerchow.
The R.
Oh, a kerplump.
Brother.
It's a kaplump.
brother.
Yes. Sibling.
Brother starts.
Family.
Brother. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you are related.
In
All
a
of
way.
you.
We all are.
A band, a traveling band, perhaps. A family band. Like the Partridge family.
No.
There's only one of us here who's a singer.
Do not take it too literally.
And Barnes
show
gestures to Hubert.
Hubert.
Oh, I did not even see you there. You look as if this
What's wrong with you?
is the world.
I'll just close. We don't need this for a while, so you guys can just close.
It's going to be Troy playing with himself for a while.
Stop.
What is your name? Oh, hi there, man. My name's Hubert Edge, and we are a family. Yes, a very close family of brothers and brothers. And I'm just happy to be here. It's so nice to be amongst people. Look at all of us, all friendly faces, and he's just like happy as a pig in shit that there are other people around.
I will explain briefly, though it may take a little more time than I wish. Hubert is a companion that we met in a place in between.
Oh, companion.
It could perhaps explain why you have not seen travel between Galarian and Castroville, but we have. There was a place in between, a realm of shadows, a place that we perhaps needed to use as a stopover to make the connection. We were briefly in that place and found this key. From there, it opened a gate that led us to Castroville.
Fascinating.
Called Nighthold? If you're familiar, in the Thin Lands.
I am not Nighthold. Nighthold? No, perhaps some of our sages will know of it. I am a Lely. I am a priestess of Desna. I know of Desna.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And Brother Amius brightens and his face brightens. A woman of faith.
Yes, yes.
A woman of the cloth.
We are all followers of the Tender of Dreams. Our world is different than yours, as I'm sure you've realized. But we are very similar in many ways, I imagine. Our cultures are probably very similar, though we are different from our counterparts in other areas here on Castrovel. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, your mastery of the language is astounding.
Thank you. I have spent most of my life trying to learn many languages, but the language of your world was one that fascinated me the most, so I have spent many hours trying to be fluent with it. It is not often that I get the opportunity to practice it.
Well, you sound fantastic. I would not know the difference.
You're
if
very
you were
kind.
from the blue planet yourself.
You're very kind, brother Ramius. If you'll see, there is a small temple to Desna atop the Alhunar spire there. And she points to this mountain range in the distance. We hope one day to extend the light line all the way to the top and turn that temple into a large shrine and observatory for the Oatians. Most of our other people live elsewhere, but we Oatians live here on Luskialua. We are mostly astronomers and sages. Yes.
Fascinating.
How are you spelling Loskialula?
Luskialua, Krdrank, Skatow.
Okay.
20 minutes later. A. I-A.
Yes, you saw she had no problem with Asta.
Yes. More vowels will make things go quicker.
Yes.
Should you need to make a new character.
I'm sorry, I do not mean to infringe on your hospitality, but I am feeling rather exhausted, weary on my feet. Is there a place we could sit and speak?
Yes.
At great length.
Oh, yes, but of course. Please, and she starts speaking, and you guys kind of understand. She's like, bring them seats, bring them chairs, and they bring all this stuff over.
How
for you
many
guys to
people
relax.
are around us?
Looks like maybe 30, 40 people. So you see more milling about in the distance.
So we can't take them.
No.
Sorry, Asta.
That's okay. And I put my katana back in,
Asta, maybe now's not the time to murder everyone.
sharpening it on a whetstone.
They sit you down. They bring food.
Wet.
Wet.
Wet stone. Stone so wet.
So wet.
Wet beaver stone.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey,
there it is. Right on the nose.
Relax.
That's about as subtle as that place.
You sit down. They bring you food. They bring you drink.
What was her name again? Aleli?
Aleli.
And what is this that it smells delicious?
That is fried beaver nuggets.
No, it's not.
Fried beaver nuggets.
We found a body near a lake with red hair. We cooked it. After you're halfway
I saw the red burnt hair. I thought it was just a local delicacy. Oh my god!
You're eating.
Look.
I didn't want to be rude.
I don't want to be rude.
Anyone read ElfQuest? Anyone read ElfQuest, the comic series? The Peony. There were cannibals in that. It was great series.
It'd be a fun twist.
Yeah.
Can we meta for a second? What
Yes.
do we know about this from Starfinder? Weren't we on one of these continents? I feel like a name is one of
Yeah.
these names is familiar.
I definitely know
Ukalam?
Severi.
Ukalam?
Lum?
Did
I
you
think you went to-
say Ukalam?
Ukalam, yeah.
Is that a
Ukalam
continent or a nation or
It's
a
another
city?
continent. So there's Soverian, there's Ukalam, there's...
Did she just say
Roskilde.
Ukalam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, I recognized one of the names.
What would be the lore to know from being from Galarian? What would be the lore category that we would need to know anything about? Castrovel.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys were, correctly assuming this was Castrovel, you started to roll on it, and
Nary about it. Bottle cap, by the way. For all of us guessing correctly.
As soon as I saw the map.
it's hard to know who said it first. So,
She said
So
the map
why
was
not give out
from
multiple
another
bottle
game
caps?
copied over.
what was the question?
I'm fine with 5 bottle caps. I'm
you
not
guys still have
angry
those
about
ones
that.
from before?
What would be the lore category we would need to know
Roll.
anything about Castrovel or any of the other the planets in the solar system?
Second world lore? No.
You're such.
I'm really curious. 'cause
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think.
You could need a specific lore. You might need lore cast.
I mean, yeah, lore Castrovel would certainly help. I think that there's a way that like a crazy high society roll or even history.
Not Arcana,
there
though.
should
there
be,
is no history.
No,
Yeah, I guess society kind of gets lumped in.
Yeah.
it would, but you think there would be some like lore category that would encompass like all the other like
If you had,
civilizations in the
if
solar
you had
system.
lore elves,
What about
like lore, elven lore.
Elven lore, that's the thing. What about Arcana, though? Because it's arcane magic and creatures. And I would say elves are pretty arcane creatures. Could we roll feasibly Arcana?
Are they?
I'm not arcane.
They're divine.
Magical?
I'm not arcane.
I'm not
No.
really magic.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm trying to pick something that I have points in, so Joe, shut up.
Did you study to be a psychic or did you just have
No.
these powers?
It just happened to me.
Yeah.
Would I know anything from stories growing up?
Yeah, I mean, nothing that's really gonna help you. I mean, you're
Games
on a-
lore.
Games lore?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Because you know about
we look over.
Pathfinder.
Is there a roulette table in the corner?
Yeah.
You know that next year Los Kielu is hosting the Summer Olympics.
Also looks over and goes,
Summer games.
that's roulette.
That's what they're building. They're building all the
Let's go.
stadiums.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
This is
you've
going to
done
be the home
show.
city, right? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that you would know that would even be helpful here. You're on a different planet.
We just need to ask them.
yeah.
No,
No,
this
I
is really just
understand.
academic.
Yeah, because it's also like, what's astronomy?
right.
Like, what is
Like,
astronomy?
I mean, I guess it would fall under nature, but that seems so specific that it wouldn't.
Yeah, you
You
would
know,
I
it's
feel
just
like
I know about frogs and Sirius.
Yeah, it seems like you would need a lore, right? Like
Yeah.
planetary lore. Or,
Just what would you call it? That's all I'm asking. Like, I know
think
we
it's
don't
one of
have
those
it.
lores that you make up, like planetary lore.
I mean, for instance, like there are a lot of cool lores. Like Suki has a ton of crazy lores, like midwifery lore, herbalism lore, astrology lore,
oh,
like
you have astrology lore.
dream
Maybe
lore.
astronomy lore is one.
I
Yeah.
have so many lores.
Suki has it because
Oh, Suki does.
she's an elf.
She's
and
a lore whore.
High level. She's a
She's
lore
a whore
whore.
for lore.
Big lore
And
whore.
so much more. Wink. You got to see the live show. You got to come to the live show. But there are a lot of lores, which make 2E really interesting and fun. But it's just at second level too. Like we just
We've
don't
got one.
have that
Yeah.
many. Yeah.
So astronomy lore is an actual lore from the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Astronomy. Yeah.
I figured they would have.
There you go,
it.
Skip.
Okay. Cool.
Well, you said astrology.
That's what Suki has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you finish eating Talitha, she says, I must say, I believe.
Flossing with some of her hair.
That was delicious.
It's stringy.
I don't know how you got the burnt hair to smell fantastic.
Yes,
Lavender.
forget it. I must say, I believe Desna may have brought us together for more reasons than we can discern at this moment. For you are not the first people from Golarion that I have spoken to. In fact, you're not the only people from Golarion I have spoken to in the last week. This is a portent omen. You hear them all saying, like, in Elvish, omen. This is an
There are others. There are others here.
No, not here. Oh, would be difficult to explain, but just last week, while I was working in our main observatory, and she points to the thing, it's got the big fucking telescope coming out of it. She's like, I received a message from a young oracle named Sakuachi, who claimed to be sending a message from a city on Golarion called Skywatch.
Skywatch.
Do you know of this place?
Do we?
Do we?
Skywatch.
Give me some
Some Johns.
Society John.
Society
I'll do
Jones.
society again.
I'll do esoteric lore.
I've got 21.
Let me see if I roll really well.
Good.
20.
Also good.
16.
That's also good.
14 for Brother Amius.
Not great.
18 untrained.
Okay. So these two, right? Or was it Asta?
No.
Okay, so Barnes and Zephyr. You have heard of Skywatch. It's a city in Brevoy. In fact, built around a massive observatory atop a mountain range known as the Ice Rime Peaks. It is far north of the River Kingdoms and southeast of Mendev.
Brevoy is sort of Russia.
Ah, okay.
Sort of a Russia.
Yes.
analog.
The Ice Rime Mountains, the setting it all of the winter. No.
Throne of, or
Reign of Winter.
Reign of Winter.
The Ice Rime Peaks. Well, that would make sense if that's Russia, I think,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of Russian stuff in there.
I think
That's
like
the one that has the witches. Is Reign of Winter
Irison,
Baba
Irison
Yaga?
is
Irison, I think,
yeah.
is the setting.
That's Baba Yaga?
I think it is.
Yes.
Oh,
Reign
that's
of Winter. Baba Yaga campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them mentioned in that book, but anyways.
I feel like I've heard of the Ice Rime Mountains. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
It's a good name.
Are you
Rhyme.
So you have heard of this city, Skywatch?
Yeah, I've never
Yes.
been there.
Nor have I.
We spoke a marvelous mind. Apparently, this young stargazer stumbled onto a magical telescope in Skywatch's observatory, through which they somehow managed to transmit a message to our own observatory here in Loskialua. Though the connection was quickly and sadly lost, I mean to study this transmission in the hopes of reverse engineering it. And whatever magic was involved, it could very well be the way to getting you home again. We now have a direct connection to your world. In many ways, my life's work has brought me to this moment. I've just coming down from the elation that I felt from making that connection, and now I find you. Desna has shined upon us this day. I believe I can find you a way home.
This world, this planet, there are many of you. Many villages, cities even, on many continents. All elves?
Mostly. There are other creatures. They're called Lashuntas, are a race that is plentiful here as well as these insectoid-type creatures known as Formians. They can be aggressive. They
Ants.
work together. Their minds are connected in strange ways.
But you are all,
Ants.
you are all
Ant people. They're ant people.
Ant people.
What is this, a city for ants?
What is this? A city for ants?
They're easy to destroy. We just stomp on their villages.
We use our telescope to focus the rays of the sun.
Sometimes we put a firecracker in their holes.
Oh. It's terrible.
You didn't specify what hole.
Academic is secretly bloodthirsty.
Yes. Esna does not care for Formians.
You put your big magnifying glass over their little houses.
You know it.
Yes. That aside, well, may we speak to your counterpart in Brevoy?
I have not figured out how to reignite this connection. It was the Oracle that initially made the connection, but it is something I have been studying, and I'm sure in talking to you, we can figure this out. The key.
Oh, yeah, this is, I think it helped get us here, but I don't know how. It seemed to lift up off my chest and guide us.
She smiles. She's like, these markings. Yes, let me see it. And she goes and she grabs it, and the minute her hands touch it, her eyes go wide, and she just collapses to the ground. She collapses to the ground, and a bunch of people rush over to her, and
Brother Amius rushes over to her too.
And they immediately stand back, and you do as well, as you notice she is starting to wither.
No.
Oh,
Oh, no.
No.
Her
Shade
skin
wither.
is visibly withering
Oh, no. Oh, no.
very quickly.
Oh, it's the.
Can I attempt to
It's
heal
the
her?
curse.
Magically?
curse.
Give me a medicine check.
Did we know
'Cause if you
this?
try to touch her, you're held back.
I am a trained healer.
Gentile.
I know how to.
Gentile, where's Gentile? Gentile!
That's a 27 on the medicine check as he's looking over this shoulder, trying to push through, weak as he is.
It's like Star Trek 6.
You've seen
McCoy is trying to treat Chancellor Gorkon.
I've actually seen that one. I've seen 2 Star Trek things. And that's one of them. What the hell's going on here? You've seen Zephyr handle this and didn't have any problem. You maybe even had a moment to observe this key. I don't know if you touched it, but you didn't see any
When
sort
Zephyr
of
was sleeping,
substance on it. So took it, rubbed it down your pants, and then put it back around her neck. I mean, there's something happening here that is, it must be a curse.
Okay.
Gentle. And
There's nothing I can do. It is beyond medicine. This is a curse. He looks up at all of you.
Oh, okay. Asta
He looks at Zephyr.
opens up her bag. Asta opens up her bag, and she takes out the 3 books that we found in the Spider Climb, or in the library. And they're magical diseases and elven medical texts. And she pulls some of them out, and she just starts like holding up the books to the elves to see if there's any information that could help.
And they're looking at you like, what? They take it, and then all of a sudden the sea of elves sort of parts, and this very tall, kind of androgynous-looking elf walks forward, got long hair, and they look. They say, "What is this key?"
It's the Shade Wither key?
Did you know of this curse?
No, I've been wearing it this whole time.
The elf, tall, 7.5 feet tall, like bends down to look at Aleli up close, and they extend a hand outward over Aleli's body, and you see it's like slowly withering. It's not rapid withering, but it's like she already looks like she's like decomposing while alive. And he puts a hand over her and closes their eyes, and it's like you can see they're going through something while they're like trying to read what's happening here. And then they like they stand up and just look at the 5 of you. I have experienced this psychic signature only once before. My mother, Iscariel, revealed it to me so that I would recognize it again if such a time should come. It is the imprint of a soyo, the Black Frost whale. And we'll be back right after this break.
What?
Genthiel says that they recognize this psychic imprint, this psychic signature coming off of the Shade Wither key, that they've experienced this only once before. Their mother, Iscariel, revealed it to them so that they would recognize it if a time came. When it came back, it is the imprint of a soyo, the Black Frost whale. More importantly, who wants another nooner?
I'm good. What does that, what does
Any
that
lime?
mean?
I want to try grapefruit.
Right?
Do you like the grapefruit?
The grapefruit's good.
I'm going to try grapefruit.
If there's another lime,
I still have half.
I wouldn't mind if one came my way.
Perfect toss.
Little limerita, Matthew?
You wouldn't be angry about a little limerita, John?
A little lime.
What do you like there, Kate?
I'll take a strawberry as a backup,
Okay.
please.
As a backup. Love it.
So fun.
Black Frost whale?
As in whale, as in...
Oh, who's doing that?
Oh my God.
That is so unacceptable.
It came through my computer even though the volume was off.
I
Sorry.
don't have strawberry. There's a passion fruit.
Sydney, would you like to take your
Can I have one?
call?
No.
Passion fruit?
Sure.
Mine's got a dent on the bottom of it.
Oh, it's definitely poisoned. Osoyo the black frost whale.
As in the seaborne mammal?
Yeah, like a killer whale.
Whale, spelled the same way.
Oh.
Here's some pictures for you. Here is a lily,
Okay. Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Oh.
beautiful bronze skin.
Oh, what a big telescope.
That is so cool. She's got
Is she
this
carrying the
giant
telescope on her back?
She also looks very young.
Yeah, well,
And she looks like passionate about her astronomy, right? Like
Yeah,
the
you can
combination
see the
of
passion.
the combination of the huge telescope, but she's writing it down. She's thinking very hard.
And here's Genthiel. Genthiel.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Whoa.
yeah. Okay.
Into Genthiel.
Into Genthiel.
Immediately into Genthiel. What's his deal?
Yeah, I mean, very, very.
What do we get the sense that he's a kind of a leader or a healer or?
I don't know. They were calling for them immediately, and he's genderless, so they are genderless. It appears that way. Like he gives off a very male vibe, but they're genderless. And when Aleli went down, they called for him. They're different than Aleli. That's all I can. That's the vibe you get. Whatever Aleli's specialty is, they've got their own thing going on. It feels healery, but this also seems to be like arcane stuff going on. It's not. He's not.
Jewel on his forehead.
Maybe
not
like
looking
an
at-
oracle or
I'm
a.
not looking at wounds so much as this psychic imprint. And so,
What else can you tell us about this whale?
my mother was a renowned healer and also part of a secret society, a fellowship tasked with remembering the campaign against Osoyo. Of this being, I know almost nothing except that it was a grave threat. A danger so terrible that even the mere legend of it was passed down to only a few worthy scholars. We need knowledge that none here possess. That knowledge has been kept secret for good reason. Knowledge of Osoyo that could be vital to curing Aleli's ailment before it's too late. We must find. And then all the other, scholarly looking elves nod in agreement. And Genthiel says, the only option is to send someone to go find my mother, Iscariel. Find my mother and retrieve the information about Osoyo. That will be the way, yes, that will be the way to curing Aleli. And your only way home. If Aleli is the only one here that possesses such knowledge, for it was Aleli that spoke with this being from your world.
Yes, she must be.
Where's your mother?
Must bring her back.
Genthiel looks at you, looks at the others, and they kind of give a weird look.
Where is she? Where is she?
Barnes.
I know where she is. There's just one problem. Iscariel's been dead for 100 years. And you all level up.
Oh!
Wow.
What?
All we needed
I'm
was for
not
a woman to
prepared.
die. That's all we needed.
Accidentally set a curse upon a friendly elf
Yes.
on another planet.
And kill.
We just
a
needed to
woman.
kill one more.
Wow. That was the
elf.
last
Little
bit of
bit of
XP we needed.
Just one more death. So I said we were going to do something that I don't think we've ever done, is we're going to level up on air.
Oh my god.
Oh, for God's sake.
Fun.
All right, so this will be a 3-hour episode because
No,
I've
I
got
mean-
a lot to read.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. And, you get the lemon line effect here. You don't have to worry about, choosing your spells and whatnot. You can always talk through feats and see what you want to do. But I think it'd be fun to kind of play this out in real time here, because this is something you guys have wanted for a while.
Yeah.
Luckily, Demiplane allows you to level up pretty easily here, so you can, add your relevant XP or however it works. And who feels like bebopping and scatting right out the gate?
Oh, geez.
Hard pass.
Well, nightmare.
I will say I do get a new 2nd level spell,
Oh,
as I assume the other spellcasters will.
Yeah.
And for me, that spell with my conscious mind or subconscious mind is heat metal.
Oh.
That's my
Oh, cool.
Oh, can you like heat metal that someone's holding? Like if they're holding a sword that goes all the way down, like a metal handle or something, or
I
like
think it's
sort of weapon?
meant for armor. It's it's any targeted
armor,
metal becomes red hot for a moment. This is usually harmless to an unattended metal item. So let's get a saving throw. If you target an item worn or carried by a creature, or you target a creature made primarily of metal, the heat deals 4d6 fire damage.
That's cool.
And 2d4 persistent fire damage to the creature, which must attempt a reflex saving throw.
That's a lot of damage. That's 4 to 24 plus the persistent.
That's a spicy meatball.
Do you guys get feats at 3rd level or
General feats.
general feats? Okay.
Which is
General
what,
feat report of duty, sir.
which is what I'm trying.
Yeah.
Who is the general reporting to and saying, sir?
The rank above it.
General Feet. We're reporting to General Feet.
Oh, got it.
Oh, there you
You're
go.
talking to
Thank you.
General.
Good save.
So here's where I'm at.
Okay.
Should I take a general?
Cleric dedication.
Yeah, a dip.
We have a healer.
So
Finally.
Joe. Should I take like the super basic general feats that I think it would make sense for any strength-based fighter to take, even though I'm not a fighter, like fleet or toughness? Like fleet.
Fleet would be amazing, I think, for you, for one clear reason.
Because of dimensional
It
assault
would extend your conflux spell another
to
space.
20 feet, which is pretty dope, because basically fleet increases my feet by 5. So my movement speed, I should say, by 5. That would increase the distance I can do my dimensional assault.
It would go from 10 to 15, not to 20, right?
No, it would go 15 to...
10 to 15. Because right now you're 25,
No,
right?
I'm 30 now, so my conflux is 15. So,
Oh, it wouldn't change your conflux then. Because you only get 5 more feet, 35. Half of 35 is still 15.
is my
Because it's round down.
could be. Well, there's also toughness. And then on the other hand, I could take, more, like cantrip expansion or like, I don't know, like spell parry. I could take more like mages focused things than just like fighter things.
Or
So-
incredible initiative. which
Or
is
incredible
always
initiative,
awesome
which is another good
for
one.
casters and fighters. You want to get the jump. You want to get in a position.
It feels lame to take like such basic things, but it's so.
That's why it's
so
called a
useful.
general
I know,
feat.
it's so
Yeah.
fundamentally useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at toughness or incredible initiative, but then there's also like feather step. I can step carefully and quickly and in difficult terrain, or like breaking grapple easier.
There's no general feats that help you with your bow, right? Like expand the range of your volley or all that shit.
Not that
Right.
I see quickly. Maybe there is.
Yeah, I know nothing about character building. And
So- I just found a 2nd level general feat called Unmistakable Lore. Basically, if you recall knowledge using any lore subcategory with your train, if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead. So the question is, can that be applied to the exploit vulnerability? Because I am using esoteric lore for that. Let me look at the language of exploit vulnerability. Because if those things combined, the synergy would be that whenever I try to exploit vulnerability, I will never fail. There'll always be something I can use too. Because a
That's
failure gets me something.
you guys all get a nice little hit point.
Oh yeah,
Bump.
I went up 11 points.
Oh,
Or no,
Oh.
yeah, and hit points I went from 30 to 41.
that's huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Right.
went up.
Huge.
I went up 9.
For those of you who really love your character, you could always take Die Hard.
Oh, we also get a skill
Oh, man.
increase.
It matters in this campaign.
It really does.
It really feels
How
like
much
it would.
difference would that have made for?
Yeah. Certainly would have saved your life on that one roll. Yeah.
It was the first feat I took for Barnes.
That's great.
Speaking of hit
That's
points,
great.
what do you guys think? I think I might do toughness. Just increase my hit points. I go
might-
down.
that's the other thing I'm weighing as well. Toughness really makes a difference.
I go down
Yeah.
so often. I have gone down in almost every single combat.
And right now, you're really the only one that's going to stand and bang. I guess we're seeing a little bit of that out of Barnes, and Zephyr has been kind of switch hitting a little bit. But I mean, that's your role in this party.
And that stacks forever, right? Like each time you level up, you get your maximum, right? You increase your maximum hit points by your level.
I know in 1E it stopped at like 10th level, but yeah,
Because if I do that,
toughness is great.
my sweet new hit points, 38.
Ooh.
Just sounds pretty good to my ears.
That sounds a lot better. That sounds like you probably don't go down in the first crit.
round.
The first crit in the first round that hits you, yeah.
So I'll put this to you, Troy. So here's the language from exploit vulnerability. Select a creature you can see and attempt an esoteric lore check against a standard DC for its level.
Brigandra.
The language for unmistakable lore is when you recall knowledge using any lore subcategory in which you're trained. So do you think, is an esoteric lore check different from a recall knowledge check? What else do you do with lore besides recall knowledge?
Yeah.
Right?
I was thinking of like, should we just take another lore? But I don't want to take a random lore.
I'll tell you, there are some hazards that require lore checks to disable.
My esoteric lore already applies to Hans.
Yeah. So
so that would be nice.
at quick listen after a nooner, that sounds good.
Yeah, but I could take toughness.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd say go back and forth and then Professor Eric, let's...
So I just
Stupid
saw...
we are.
I'm sitting here looking at level 3 being like, oh, it's just a general feat and a skill increase. I only get 1 because I have a +1 intelligence. But then I also get Mystic Strikes. So my unarmed attacks become magical, allowing them to get past resistances to non-magical attacks. I will still need an item such as Hand Wraps with Mighty Blows to gain an item bonus to attack rolls and all of that, but that's cool. And then I also get incredible movement.
Ooh, what is that?
I move like the wind. I get a plus 10-foot status bonus to my speed whenever I'm not wearing armor, which is all the time.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
huge.
Bonus increases by 5 feet for every 4 levels you have beyond 3rd.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's cool. So that's going to scale. What is your current movement before that 10? Was it 25 or 30?
I think it was 25 because it's
So
35
now you got
now.
35. That's awesome.
And
Wait, is that a feat or what was that?
It's just something that comes with leveling up as a monk.
Yeah,
Wow.
level. Does anybody else have like stuff, freebies you're getting, free powers?
I get lightning reflexes at 3rd level.
Oh!
So my reflex saves go up to expert.
Ah!
So now I'm an expert in all 3 saves.
All right.
Oh.
No need to brag.
Also, all of my damage dealing cantrips get heightened. So I'm
Yes.
going to deal more damage with my like signature like ignition and frostbite and everything too.
Your heels go up now.
Oh,
I'm
baby.
noticeably quiet over there.
My AC went up by 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
there's a lot to
Let's go.
choose.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, my heels. This is the difference, okay? We keep going down, we keep dying, complaining about how hard it is, how hard some of the encounters are, whatever. And then some people are writing back to us, and they're like, "It's just because you're still 2nd level. First, 2nd level, it's really brutal. You know, and it's true. You got to get to 3rd level because how about this? His regular healing font. So I don't have to prepare anything different. I don't take up more expensive slots. Just my regular healing font heals that I have every day to just cast heal. Just became, for the 2-action version, which is what I try to always use because it's the most healing, just went from 1d8 plus 8 to heal to 2d8 plus 16.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
An enormous leap.
That's a
from
huge
2nd
leap.
to 3rd.
Yeah,
level.
it seems like 2nd to 3rd generally is a way quantitatively like a much larger jump than it was in like 1E.
Yeah, for sure. And it certainly feels that way, like the difference between...
It was always significant, especially like for spellcasters and stuff, just getting that first 2nd level spell and everything. But now it's like it's way more, I think.
Yeah.
More significant.
That's huge. That's huge.
And so, yes, also his, on the occasions that he uses it, his Divine Lance goes up in damage now, as the cantrip automatically. Yeah, so that's great. And
you get one new 2nd level spell you're going to look at?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta pour through the whole spell list. But I have access to the whole spell list. It's just what I prepare every day. So I gotta look at like what's good to prepare at 2nd level and shop around and stuff. But
Now-
I'll probably just end up until I see otherwise. Actually, to start, I will prepare non-heal spells because I've got this healing font. If we are still getting our ass handed to us every combat, I'm gonna have to use them for heal too. So I have like 8 heals a day, 9 heals a day kind of thing. We'll see.
Will you help me with spells and explain it to me real quick for this level up? So I gain my 2nd level spells. I think I get 2 2nd level spells now, which is dope. But I have a spell book. So do I know?
You get 2 for free.
I see.
You get
Okay.
2, it's called 2 free advancement spells.
I get to choose what is right. I can't choose like uncommon or like the crazy spells that I wouldn't know, right?
You can ask the GM.
Yeah, it's up to him.
But like typically, no.
Okay.
Especially if the source is like the Bloodlord's Adventure Path.
Which I didn't know. I didn't realize.
Yes, exactly. So, but if the source is like, oh, it's uncommon, the source is the Grand Bazaar or something like that. It's just a book that's like another source book. You just got to ask the GM and see if they're cool with it.
Harry's a pretty reasonable guy.
Yeah. Harry's like super down to earth.
Just a chill guy.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You ask for something.
Very player friendly.
Ask for 3 things. Something ridiculous, and then the 2 things you want.
There you go.
I write an email. Can I have $1 million and also these 2
Okay,
spells?
all right. I thought so. What about this instead? And it's just an uncommon feat.
All right. That's how you ask for a raise.
So
Not $1 million? All right. How about 10%?
I am, as much as I want to say I think this would apply to exploit vulnerability, I'm looking at the lore skill, just like the basic lore text, and there are 2 things you can do with lore, which is recall knowledge and earn income. So I think the exploit vulnerability is a other action you can do with a lore skill that does not count as recall knowledge.
Makes sense.
Even though it does get you knowledge.
Makes sense.
I mean, right? Professor Eric, tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we'll find out from
Colin.
Professor Eric. Yeah.
So I'm going to choose something else.
Colin.
But if that does synergize, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because if I fail at an exploit vulnerability, I still get a bonus.
Yeah.
And if I critically fail, bad things happen. So if I can just avoid those crits.
Yeah, and you're burning a feat for it. Well, we'll find out. I'm sure by next time.
I went up, I took, for my feat, I got the skilled feat, so I could take another skill.
Oh, nice.
Proficiency. And I took intimidation. And then I spent my, I raised that up from my 3rd level up to expert. So now thinking that this is the Kuala Khan that would be like kind of coming into this kind of ability. So I still don't have intimidating glare. So I still have to, whatever. But still like getting that chance. It's like something else I can do with that 3rd action.
Yeah, intimidating glare is actually something I've been looking at too.
Yeah, it's very nice to have.
It's very nice to have.
That's the demoralize without speaking, right?
Yeah, so you don't have that penalty.
That's what Lucky had. It's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take toughness as a placeholder until we get a for certain answer on unmistakable lore.
I can't go wrong. Toughness, improved initiative, fleet.
I took toughness. So what's your HP up to?
38.
Okay, so we're the same. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He's rocking a 41 though.
And then for my skill increase,
38.
you're in 38 too?
I'm 41.
Wait, who's rocking a
You're 41?
41?
Yeah.
I'm a monk.
What's your hit die?
My hit die? What does that mean? My hit?
What's your HP? What's it go up? Is it
Went up by 11, she said.
Oh, yeah, it was 30 at level 2. And it's 41 now.
wow?
What's your con?
My con is +1.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it goes up 10
That's
plus
really
your
good.
con bonus, probably.
So fighter is 10, monk is 10.
10 plus your con.
So what else? Brother Ramius gets, I mean, this is a big jump considering where we are here in the jungle. He just, at 3rd level as a cloistered cleric, for whatever reason, I don't really know why, but at 3rd level, your fortitude saves increase to expert. So his just doubled. Cool. Like his bonus just doubled. It was his weakest.
It's like just survive long enough and you get stronger.
Yeah. So his fortitude is much more reasonable. And then, okay. It's general feat time for Brother Ramius. I'll pitch it to you guys. So first he's got, fleet. He's got incredible initiative. These ones are all good. What was the other one?
Toughness.
Like toughness or die hard.
There's like the top 3.
God, that would be awesome.
Well, for you at this level, I would wonder, how does assurance work with your medicine?
I was looking at assurance also.
Assurance is a skill feat, I believe.
It's a skill feat.
I don't think it's a general feat.
Oh, you can't take a skill feat?
No, you either get one or the other or both
you get
at the
skill
same
feats
time.
at the alternate levels, I think. I think at every even level, you get a skill feat and a class feat, I think. But, all right, so there is that way, in initiative or movement speed. I don't really care about movement speed, so I'd probably go initiative, because what I want to get is I want to spend a class feat on reach spell, hopefully if he makes it to level 4, which will allow him to cast spells of touch at 30 feet. And double the 30 feet spells to 60 feet, which will be huge for healing. He could be a lot further away and still heal you, which would be awesome. But So he could do initiative right now, or he could do ward medic as he continues to build
Oh yeah.
toward medicine. Now this
Treating
is
multiple people.
This
at
is
once.
great because like all that he's been doing for you guys, it makes sense that he's getting better and better at treating several patients at once.
Dude, you have to take ward medic. That's
yes. However,
that's on brand.
Yes, it's on brand, it's in character, but from a pure meta standpoint, all it does is it lets me treat 2 targets at the same time. So effectively, it's cool in character mechanically, unless we are constantly find ourselves in situations where 10 minutes later we have another fight. It has no benefit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, I agree.
To me,
Toughness will have a mechanical benefit to you all
just
the time.
keep me up longer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
it's tricky. So do you take the one that's in character? I mean, people kind of swear by ward medic, but I think it's game by game. If your GM plays in such a way where they're like, you're on the clock, you can't treat wounds, you can't blah blah, then maybe
You're pulling a heist.
right.
You've been treating wounds, I think, left and right.
Yes, and each time, like, it doesn't matter that I can only do one at a time. It feels like it's been like, oh, that took 40 minutes. We're like, okay, and we kind of move it.
Yeah.
The big one.
If you say like you only have 10 minutes, what do? You could treat 2 people instead of 1.
Yeah.
Right, and that's all that feat does. Whereas like continual recovery was the real big one because that let me do it in 10 minutes, or that it makes you immune for 10 minutes as opposed to an hour.
Right.
Yeah, you really haven't been pressured for time yet in this.
Not in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in like.
Yeah, so I wonder
combat,
if initiative or toughness is better. Matthew, you say go toughness. What do you say?
For you?
Yeah. What would you do? Ward medic, toughness, or initiative?
Not initiative.
Not initiative.
It's not
Because
super
you-
important that you
you
go
always-
first.
you
You don't
You don't
buff.
buff
right.
us.
Yeah, you don't buff
Yeah.
a lot. You
Yeah.
heal a
I
lot.
like
You're not
bless.
Sir
Bless is
Buffalo.
good.
Sir Buffalo.
I know
Sir
that
Buffalo.
toughness is useful,
My
but
new
like if we
character.
all take toughness, it's like that's boring.
It is boring.
Do something
Don't
interesting.
be smart. Have fun. Do the medic ward.
Being smart is fun to me.
Oh,
That's how I have fun.
You're leaving Sid hanging there.
sorry.
I mean,
If I need a Nuna refresh.
Troy,
well-
now I understand why Troy did this.
Yeah, now
So
I
he
understand
can
why you did
drink-
nooners.
He can drink high noons while we talk.
Make bad decisions on characters.
all right. Well, let's talk. Barnes' skill increase.
Yes, I wanted to talk.
Ah.
That as well.
I think my instinct is to go athletics. Gives me a lot more flexibility in combat. I can do some grapples. I can do some trips. I've got a kukri, which is a trip weapon. It feels like that would be the most useful. And I'm already at +9 and +9 on diplomacy and intimidation.
Question: You cannot become an expert in esoteric lore, right? That's sort of like a.
I already am an expert in esoteric lore.
Okay.
You cannot use a skill increase to increase esoteric lore. It scales with the class build.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would be a little bit OP.
It's weird that it's +8 then, because I'm an expert in medicine and I'm +10.
I'm now +11.
Okay. But yeah, at second level you were +8, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm +11 in medicine. So it's weird. It's like I think he just became an expert. That's what happened.
just-
automatically.
Because he gets 1 for the level and then 2 for the
It
increase
became expert
proficiency.
automatically at third level.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Athletics sounds good to me.
I mean, the other thing I could do, I'm trained in thievery, and if we can't,
I have thievery too.
Oh, you have it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember back before we
Who
started
has the higher dex bonus?
My total's +7.
on thievery. I'm +6, so you have the.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Back before we even started playing, we made a spreadsheet. We had a meeting, an interminable meeting, where we decided we
I loved that
basically farmed. Yeah, I know you did. We farmed out different skills to different characters, but now we've lost 2 characters. I'm trying to keep everything in balance.
Yeah. Well, I still feel responsible for what I was before because I don't think anybody has brought anything to the table in the wisdom category. And so I'm looking at what would you rather have me have, nature or survival, to become an expert in?
Nature.
Yeah.
Nature.
I'm down
I
with
just
that.
took.
Especially,
Well-
I mean, especially if if we have to continue dealing with the Fae,
Yeah.
that's going to be even more important.
I just took trained in nature because also I made the mistake when I had built Asta that I thought that she had more skills than she did. So originally it made sense. I was like, she knows nature. She's a kitsune. She didn't. So now I want her to be trained. But should I focus in on something else if you're going to become like the nature guy?
No, because some redundancy is good too.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but you're missing an opportunity to become an expert in something. Like
Yeah.
you're giving that up to become trained in nature.
I see what you're saying.
So if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But
Unless
what are you trained in right now?
Currently, I'm trained in acrobatics, arcana, athletics, intimidation, nature if I choose it, thievery, and games lore.
All right, forget games lore. So
I can't. It made me take it.
So
Be an
you-
expert in games.
I have gladiatorial lore.
Yeah.
I do too.
I have genealogy lore.
That's awesome.
I have stabling lore.
That's right. That's the only one that's been useful.
Yep.
Only one we
I've been
roll.
forcing
Look
it.
at that cow.
Yeah, how do you stable?
6 uddered cow.
How does that cow? How do you put a? What I say? The word. Put the bit in
Where
its
does the
mouth.
bit-
Where does the bit
Where's
go?
the bit go?
All
Just
right,
to, wait,
so
to go back a minute, the only reason I make a case for survival is that if we were about to go out into the wilds of Castroville, trying to raise someone from the dead,
Let me take survival. I won't take nature then this time.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about your things that you can become an expert at that we can't.
Okay.
Arcana.
And acrobatics and athletics.
I'm doing athletics.
I don't think
Arcana is a big knowledge category that
Yeah.
we don't have anybody responsible for.
I can roll any knowledge check, but at a penalty.
It's true. I'm the smartest one in the party.
Wow.
You are, by far.
Well, you're Arcana focused. Obviously, your character wants to find
Yeah, we lost
and
that with
identify magical items
This
for
is
their
true.
value.
This is true.
And what's the other one you said?
I
There's
could
another
do
one.
acrobatics. I could do athletics. I could do intimidation.
Intimidation, you said as well. So, what's
Yeah.
your charisma?
My charisma is a 0,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've got intimidation, and I'll scale that up.
but I'm trained in it. I have a +5 in intimidation.
Yeah, but at this level, like, you want to have +11 is where it should be if you want it to be powerful. So you basically should just feed into Arcana.
My arcana's not even that good. I'm an expert. If I do an expert, it's a +8.
because you're intelligence.
I'm
You
not smart.
also don't have intelligence.
Yeah, I'm not smart.
So
athletics.
So mechanically, it was athletics or acrobatics.
But is that even worth it? Like, it's all my
It's
acrobatics.
worth it for you.
Is it?
It could be.
I guess.
Athletics is a really useful skill if you start using the.
I already have a +9 in athletics.
Yeah.
I don't really need to
It would be
increase
a
it.
+11. I mean, the difference between a critical success and a success is huge when it comes to combat maneuvers and stuff like that. Like,
What's
that's
your arcana? What are you rocking with?
0.
Oh.
I'm not trained in it.
Oh.
I'm +5, but I can roll esoteric lore.
Okay, so then maybe I won't take arcana. Because you can do your lore stuff.
I could die.
Maybe I will take arcana.
That's the thing. Like
Anybody
I think-
can die.
I think we should consider balancing, but not get too hung up on it, and also just like do the thing you want to do and have fun to an extent. Because
didn't
we
even
can die.
Yeah, I didn't even think.
I have Arcana. I'm trained in
Trained.
Arcana as well. So.
I might take it and I might become an expert just because I really liked what you said for like character wise.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. She looks for these things, these like sparkly goodies.
Yeah.
And
it
I-
would be valuable to all. You would have this thing that nobody else has, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm trained in Arcana.
But you're not an expert.
Yeah, an expert.
She'd become an expert.
I'm an expert. I'm the smartest in the party.
Well, I'm
right.
an expert.
And just like that, I'm an expert. The thing I am having big trouble with, and I might need to lemon law some spells, and I've said it before,
Can't do it.
they changed the Magus a lot in the remaster, and they lost some like crucial spells that were really good for the OG Magus, like Shocking Grasp. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. So I need to go through the spells. It's going to take me a little longer and figure out what I want to focus in for my second level
Yeah.
spells.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's just
don't
a
lock
lot.
them in now.
There's a lot.
Although I think I will probably stick with this. I did take Blur from my other second level spell.
Nice.
So I can use that either on you
Oh, right. You can use it on other people.
or
Yep.
Barnes or
Exact-
me. I can use them because I'm gonna be getting into melee. I get into melee too.
Does that make you roll a DC 11 flat check or DC 5?
DC 5?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
every little
we're-
bit matters.
We don't have a lot of debuff. We have some buff with Brother Ramius, but we don't have a lot of debuff. We don't have a lot of buff either. So it's
Gotta have the debuff.
Well, I'm hoping we'll see. I gotta examine the second level cleric spell list, see if there's any. Typically, they're more buff oriented, but I don't know if he might be able to start doing some stuff to the enemies. That would be great.
Yeah. Go buffs.
but you hate that kind of thing because it's almost always a saber suck spell.
Not in 2E.
And 2E, like even a success.
Success usually always get one round of something at least, or
That's true.
Feel some effect.
yeah. Believe me, it will not be prepared if it's a save or suck spell. But there's a lot more options in 2E.
I just told you my mother died 100 years ago and you've been talking for 30 minutes.
It is
Like
very
excitedly
strange.
talking for like 45
What is the
minutes.
level up?
Something about what you said made us
Something
feel
in
more
your
powerful,
world.
more able to confront the challenge of your dead mother.
I feel stronger.
Oh, Buggles.
Buggles?
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was referencing Planescape Torment.
I thought Buggles went through.
Is your bullhorn still active?
It is.
I feel stronger!
Yes, I feel stronger.
I'm sure you have many questions. I don't know where to begin. Our location here isn't a coincidence, nor solely related to watching the stars. Previous civilizations have come and gone in these mountains, and deep beneath Los Gialua's stony streets lies an ancient sacred site, a place where great scholars of the past were laid to rest. In this subterranean grove, the memories of the best and brightest are preserved and watched over by these extraplanar guardians known as Callborn. They use their unique powers to keep the interred knowledge from fading from those who have passed. We Oasia call this place the Memory Cache. We chose to build our city here because of its proximity to the Memory Cache. But the route down to the grove is dangerous. Dangerous enough that we consult the cache only in times of great need. Still, we've continued the tradition of entrusting our most important sages to the Callborn's care. The most recent such sage to be given over to the Callborn was my mother, just over a century ago. Though we prize our constant search for wisdom, the sages and astronomers of Los Gialua aren't suited to adventuring in order to help Alele and to thereby find you a way home, possibly. We would need your help in going to speak to my mother in the Memory Cache. It's been 100 years since anyone's journeyed there. We know very little of the route, but we do know where the grotto's entrance is. That, at least, is straightforward enough. But what's beyond its cavernous entryway, I know not what you will find there. If you can go and find the gardeners who tend the place, they will help you find Iscariel and retrieve the knowledge that we need to combat whatever Osoyo is and what their influence is here with this key that has cursed Alele.
What is your mother's name? Is Iscario again?
Iscariel, yes. She was one of our great wise people.
Once we are in the memory cache within the grotto, we should be able to speak to her with no... I am no elf. Would I be able to speak to her?
Your friend. Her presence may help. The Callborn are meant to protect. The gardeners will suss out your intentions. I would assume you may need to speak with them and plead your case. But there are other denizens, other creatures below. We've only heard stories, so I know not what you will encounter under there, but...
What are some of the stories you've heard? Are they beasts? Or are they intelligent folk, enemies of your civilization?
Probably a mix of both. I overheard Alele mention to you that we have achieved some sort of harmony with the creatures here, even the most dangerous ones. But the subterranean dwellers, it's different. They have their own society. They dwell below the ground for reasons we know not.
Genthiel, would you be able to give us some sort of...
What did you call me?
Your name?
Genthiel?
That's what I wrote down.
My name is not Genthiel. Asta. That is a slur among my people.
Genthiel.
Please, I
Oh,
wish
Jen,
to
I
learn.
wrote
I wish to learn more of you.
Kill them!
I should have wrote a J.
Genthiel!
No.
Should have wrote a J.
Kill the outsiders!
I wrote a G. I thought it was a harder G. Genthiel? Is that your name?
Yes.
Your language is difficult for me to pronounce.
Genthiel.
What the fuck did I say?
I don't even want to say it.
I can't repeat it.
I can't repeat it.
Please don't be combative.
You hear a couple women
My hand,
running away
my
crying.
hand is on my katana, and I slowly take it off. Gentile,
Yes.
would you be able to...
Fuck did you call me?
Just call me.
It's very serene. Healer talking about his
Go
mother.
away.
Fuck you, call me!
Classic
Their mother.
punishment for taking notes.
Eldritch Blast.
Would you be able to send us along with a barkrit for the Guardians so that they understand we have your permission?
Barkrit.
What's a barkrit?
What is that?
It's a term for a pass, a permission to pass through into the grotto.
Your signature, your name,
A hall pass.
We could provide
a bathroom pass.
Bathroom pass.
bathroom pass. We could provide something. I
writ.
do not know.
Barkrit.
What's the toilet situation down there?
What do your toilets look
Just
like?
kind of go over the cliff.
Oh,
Yes. Hopefully no one's standing below.
You have no system.
No, we poop over a cliff.
Just poop.
What do you do in your world?
What do you poop on?
you poop
Just
in a
into the
hole.
air. Into the air.
Just into the. Do you know what's down there?
Everyone leans towards the cliff and just lets it fly. What do you do in your world?
Dig a hole.
You're looking at me like I'm an animal. You telling me, in your world, you don't just sidle up to a cliff, pull down your pants, and just see what happens?
Do you ever go to the bottom of the cliff?
No, it's forbidden.
Everything must be dead now.
That would be.
Now I
You'd have to
understand.
be a Ganthiel to do that.
The soil,
Some
soil
real
is
Ganthiel.
quite fertile.
Now I understand why there might be horrors in your memory cache, which seems like a very important place for your people.
The entrance to the grotto is not far from where we poop.
But is it like these subterranean? Is he talking about like drow or like Morlocks or something? Or is this
If it was
just
Galarian, you'd be like,
exactly
oh shit, this is the Darklands.
what he's talking about.
No, this is just like an underground grotto, kind
so
of
just
like...
the whatever monster?
Bug.
You know what it is? It's like on Dagobah. Like, don't go in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe that...
Cave. Remember your failure at the cave?
Remember your failure at the cave.
It's like a place that they just... Their greatest minds have been somehow preserved by these Callborn.
Cool idea. You'd think they would protect it from, scary creatures that would crawl
Well,
up.
the Callborn...
You'd also think they have toilets, so there's a lot of missing elements.
Maybe I'm just trying to force my own way of thinking onto elven culture, and I shouldn't do.
Yeah, that's your bias showing.
Do not judge
I just
us.
thought everyone had some sort of solution for pooping, but
See that? There you go.
We are a free people.
I have a question.
I would definitely. I embrace this wholeheartedly. May I poop with you?
Yes.
I would be honored.
They
Hold
walk
hands
into the
while you're
woods
doing it.
holding hands.
What's happening?
We walk together to the cliff.
I believe what is happening is Barnes is pooping over the cliff.
Right, why is that happening?
As a cultural sign.
You just
of
see
our
them in the
union.
distance.
All of you are being incredibly
Didn't realize we were
judgmental.
still talking about the cliff.
I know we've only just met, but I thought better of all of you. And then he goes to poop over the cliff.
Yeah. Be sure to keep eye contact while
Let
you're
her
doing
rip.
If we're done talking about the poop cliff, I do have a question. Is
See
there
a Barnes
anywhere?
going,
Oh,
oh,
I guess we're not. We're not.
Oh, it's been weeks. I had some of Hubert's snail jerky. That thing. Not slow on the way out. Son of a bitch.
Sorry, Kate, you had something to say?
No, is there more?
We talk to anyone else.
Just want
Here.
to.
It's like a
Do you have
waterfall.
anything else you want to get out?
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh boy.
Are you sure there's nothing left?
Are you done?
how can I top that?
Is there anywhere for us to maybe sell some stuff?
Yeah,
or
you
go
guys have
shopping?
major diarrhea, and Zephyr
Oh,
and Asta
no,
go
we're
shopping.
You want to buy something?
Well, we just
from
have
us?
a lot of stuff that maybe we can get rid of, and I would love to
Oh.
upgrade some of.
Oh, I'm
my
sure your
things.
currency carries over to ours.
Or a
I mean,
trading
on this
system, a
planet.
bartering
We don't
system.
actually don't have much currency right now. We
You want to
just have
trade some of
things.
your goods and services
Yes,
for ours.
we're sort of money poor, but object rich.
I have gold.
You have-
And he has his little, like, his pouch. This is part of his, like, because he had some cash left over from character creation. I really didn't buy anything.
Mhm.
So that's part of like his backstory. Is like when he was being ushered out, like hurried out of the mansion after killing the mistress of the house. Like he was given this sort of like nest egg. This is like grabbed. It's like here, like shoved this like bag of coin like into his hands, like as he was being ushered into the gate. So he still has this. Like he has 15 gold.
We will trade with you with fair prices. You are doing a service to us as much as you are helping yourselves. The future of Aleli, fate lies in your hands.
Speaking of Aleli, I'm sorry, I just... And he's looking at, like, her withering body. He's just... You are confident that you will be able to preserve or slow this decay long enough for us to do this? How long until she will expire?
I am confident in nothing, but I believe my mother knows things that can help us.
Well, how much time do we have?
He looks over to Lely. She looks like she's aged 5 years since she hit the floor. It's hard to tell how fast it's advancing. Will it come and stops and starts, or will it just continue until there's nothing left? Do you know anything of this curse?
I believe we do. What did you call it? The Black Frost Whale.
A soyo.
A soyo. Perhaps we have a different name for it.
I recognize this. Barnes, even though I wasn't with you. Didn't we call this the Obnobulate Curse?
But I thought that wasn't real.
The Obnobulate Curse. It is a legend in Golarion that elves particularly could succumb to. However, we found recently that Zephyr herself was elf-blooded, had no effect when holding the key.
We thought it was a hoax.
We thought that it was used to instill fear into the population, to keep people in line, but perhaps it is not.
Yet you did not bring this up to Lely when you handed it to her.
Well, she asked to hold the key. We were merely being polite. We didn't offer her the key.
I didn't know that the key had anything to do with having
the curse. We were told on our world was...
It has to do with the
had
gates.
to do with the gates,
Tell
the
them what you
proximity
told-
to the gates.
You told me of this creature you encountered in the Shadowlands. Kanipo, was it?
Yes, this Kanipo, a tall, slim figure who haunted the dreams of many, who was imprisoned by the elves. Does this name ring a bell? Kanipo.
The Slim?
No. You were saying
They had a particular predilection with elves.
they created this curse to get back at
Yes,
my
perhaps.
ancestors.
Yes. Kanipo hated the elves.
This is a powerful being if this curse lingers still in this key. We must keep it away from my people. Why it is not affecting you does not make sense. Perhaps Iscariel can shed some light on that as well. Or perhaps whatever you've experienced has changed you, marked you in a way that has kept you safe. Either way, we will not take any chances with the key. You may keep it, but please keep it away from my people.
We will. And you. I'm sorry, I'm very weak and perhaps did not hear you correctly. Are you unable to come with us?
Not unable. I'm not even unwilling. I just don't know I will be of much help to you.
Of course you would. We don't know the creatures of this place. We don't know the cultures of this land.
We don't know
And it
the
is your
way.
mother we seek.
Yes, but there are dangers down there that I will be useless in helping you with. Diplomacy, yes, perhaps I could help in that way, but I am useless as an adventurer. We are students, if nothing else.
Perhaps it is best if you look after her and try to prevent the advancement of this sickness.
Yes. Hello.
Shit.
Just,
What is it, Hubert? Hubert, just
sorry.
talk to me.
Yes, no, I just felt like I was
They can't understand.
like a little bit like a seventh wheel, as it were. I'm thinking that perhaps I'll stay behind. This grotto sounds a bit dangerous, eh? Maybe I'll just get to know everyone here, keep them safe. Right, I'm a bit of an adventurer myself. Perhaps I can be your guardian while my best friends in the whole world, next to Susan, go and talk to your dead mum.
Hubert, no.
Hubert, no, we need
Please
you.
come with us.
You're so essential.
Wait a minute. You really think I'll be helpful? I'm torn. I'm a bit torn here.
Miss you,
He's
Hubert.
making it sound very dangerous and
Well,
almost
well,
got thrown off a gondola.
It is incredibly dangerous. It's
Oh,
true.
that's true. Perhaps it's too dangerous.
Guess I'll leave it up to you. If you want me to stay, I'll stay here and guard the people.
Please come with us. And then this change comes over him. It's like,
If you come with us, you will die, because I will kill you.
He holds his scarred hand.
Well, maybe it is best if you stay. However, if you could, please, talk as little as possible to any elves here. Please, I beg you.
Right. We'll see.
You are on very tenuous diplomatic territory here.
Right. That guy. Good conversationalist, as it were.
Luckily, not many of them can understand what he's
Decided to poop off that cliff, I'll tell you what.
Oh, was it? It was
Yes.
thrilling, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I might only do that from now on.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a sight when I do it.
Did you wipe?
Oh, yeah.
With what?
You're an adventurer and you don't carry your own toilet tissue with you?
you're an adventure.
You're an adventure.
You had a urine adventure too. I just saw you poop.
It was a urine adventure.
Okay, Hubert, why don't you watch over Aleli while we're gone? How about that?
Bert walks up to you and, pulls your
Okay.
face down.
Okay.
Puts his hand on your cheek.
Oh.
You're so brave. Just letting me go like that. Don't go dying.
She turns to the group. Is Hubert flirting?
I think he is in love with you. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the impression I got.
Oh, got an erection.
Don't know.
Oh no! Yeah, let's just get out of here.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go.
Wasn't
Let's just go.
Asa
Ruined a
doesn't
perfectly nice
look
moment.
back. Like the Bible, she doesn't look back.
That was dude, that's all my fault. For 1 second, I thought Troy was doing something kind of nice and interesting, but that was ridiculous.
Wasn't expecting
He was
it.
just setting up another erection joke.
Asta walks off without looking back. Just into nowhere, into the distance.
Alright.
I'll see you guys at the grotto.
I'm going to rest before we go to this grotto.
We have no time.
Oh, good idea. Come
Barely
back.
walk. He
Barnes.
doesn't know how long this will last. I know that it is urgent, but
Every moment you rest, she ages another year.
I know. But I feel as if the whole mission could fail if we're not properly prepared.
Also, if I could get some hand wraps, that would be awesome.
Let's go shopping.
You don't happen to have a +1 property rune, do you?
We look expectantly.
Potency rune, you mean?
Potency rune.
Potency rune.
Potency rune.
Not Hubert.
Not Hubert.
I'm not talking to you.
It's pretty potent if you ask me.
I'd like to talk to Troy right
Oh,
now. Is
sorry.
Troy
Troy.
in there?
There.
Potency rune. Yes, we would like to trade for such a thing to enhance your weaponry.
Yes.
Yes.
We have such things, yes. I will need all your gold and all of your armor, and we will give you one potent.
Oh, no.
No.
How do you
We have-
trade in your world?
We'll handle this off air.
Asta takes out the rocks that you stole.
Oh, those are bar rocks.
No.
Where did you find those? Where did you find those rocks?
Asta,
Yes.
what are you doing?
And then she also takes out the gold teeth from her.
What is going on with it?
What are you doing?
First you call me and then you steal our rocks?
I
And
would,
are those gold teeth? Fuck is wrong with you?
put the rocks back in my pocket.
Sorry.
Wait,
I
perhaps
can't
if I
believe
offered you some of your stolen goods.
You tried to sell them their rocks back to them.
I love how he was
You know what?
like,
I just talked to our guy. We don't have any potency.
Hold on.
We ran out.
We'll
yesterday.
we'll handle the shopping off air.
Another adventuring group that came through and took them all.
we'll handle the shopping off air.
Right.
Is there a place I could lay down?
Yes, that bed of nails is our most comfortable.
All right.
Let's
No,
sleep on the road.
Get out of town.
The entrance to the grotto is not far. You are welcome to rest here, but looks down at Aleli's body. Time is of the essence.
Yes. So mechanically, are you saying that we can just like now prepare second level spells without resting or preparations? Daily preparations?
I would make I think I could make an exception for that. You know, if you take the time necessary to pray. Well, you need to rest, right?
Yeah, I need my
I'm down
spells.
heals.
Yeah, like you're down.
I could go in, but I'm also drained. I would lose the drained condition.
Like literally, how far is it? Like how far of a long of a journey?
If you were to take 8 hours, and you don't need to keep watch, if you just fully trust these people,
Yeah.
then, you know, you get the sense that she'll have aged considerably, like the withering will have happened, but you don't think she'll die. I mean, the thing is, like, you don't know what you're walking into. So, like,
Right.
you want to at least be full when you go in there and then be like, we can't rest again.
Yeah. That's what
Because
I'm
then-
thinking.
Well, I mean, especially with you drained, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of imperative. And if we are like leveling up too, like
Yeah, like I could let you replace some spells up, but you're down spell slots, you're down hit points, you're drained. It'd be better to rest, but just know that you're basically
How far is the grotto? How long will it take to walk there?
25 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it's right in town.
okay. Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, the entrance isn't far. They just don't go down there.
Here's
All
the thing. We either need to rest for 8 hours so I can get spells back, or Asta doesn't need to rest. Like, it's not hit points, it's really just spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 hours or nothing.
This is a real tough one because I want you to rest mechanically, but I
Yeah.
think in character, like we just cursed this woman who was going to help us.
we
and then-
did. She's also though she's an elf, so aging 5 years in whatever amount of time isn't
Not
the
the
same
same
as if
as
it
us.
was a human being.
Very
We
good
also
point.
really need our healer to have
Heal.
spells.
Yeah, I've got some heals, but I have used some today. It would be nice going in there full.
Yeah, I know we all got a boost to like our HP, but I don't know. Maybe the monsters will be harder and scale correctly too.
Yeah, it's like Skyrim.
I mean, if we're deciding we can't mechanically move on, I understand it's from a role playing perspective.
Yeah, I think that Brother Amius has every desire to go as quickly as possible. The importance of this woman. If she dies, we never get home.
Yeah.
You know?
Can't understate the importance of that. He is so physically drained
Right.
that it's not just about being tired. He feels like he can't go on
Yeah, it's
without
like
resting.
you're physically unable to complete this task unless you rest.
Exactly. That's where his head's at. So I appreciate the in-character thing, yes. But I think that there's also a character reason to rest too.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we'll rest and we'll take care of shopping off air and then.
Yeah.
While he's resting.
Yeah, I don't
Rest.
need your potency bullshit. Be a +1 potency room for my robe.
Ray goes to sleep. Right? You rest.
Yes.
You wake up. Gentile's standing there. Did you have a nice nap?
First of all, I don't appreciate your tone, and yes, I did.
Oh, good.
I feel great.
Gotta like the side of you.
Aleli is a pile of dust. While you were sleeping,
Poop.
she perished.
What?
She passed.
Kidding, but see?
See what could have
she
happened?
had.
That is not the kind of thing to joke
You
about.
want some warm milk so you can take another nap?
I like the side of you.
Your friend has been doing unspeakable things over the side of that cliff.
I'm
He's
telling
your
you.
friend now.
Please
friend now.
listen
It's
to me.
not our friend anymore.
He is. I'm not sure what experience you have on this planet, what relationships you have with the creatures here, what sort of agreements you have with them. I assure you, he is the worst creature you will have ever encountered in your life. Please do not hold what he does or says against us. I assure you.
It was an act of kindness that we take him with us.
Yes.
We literally found him in a realm of nightmares.
When you leave, if you leave, you take him with you.
Yes,
No.
we will.
Oh.
Back
Okay.
to Glary.
Oh, yes.
I hope you find a cure for Aleli, just so you can get this fucking guy out of here.
I'm so sorry about him.
Can you imagine bringing like the worst person you know into a brand new town that needs you desperately and be like, great,
To a new planet.
you hang with him. We're gonna go.
aliens.
You're like, just so you know, we're not all like this. I know he's not a good representative. Sorry.
All right. We will escort you to the grotto's entrance when you are ready. I'll
We're
give you
ready.
some time to
Yeah.
shower.
Ready.
Ready.
All right, let's fucking go.
Let's rock.
You walk
fucking go.
outside, and everyone is just kind of like amazed. It's one thing to like connect with this oracle at Skywatch, a quick little transmission. But Aleli probably was like, "It happened. Believe me, it happened. I did this." And the people are like, "Yeah, whatever, Aleli." It's another thing to have
I'll show up.
extraterrestrials just roll into town.
Yeah,
She speaks their language, and she's
Yeah, this has got to be just crazy. Where is the professor, by the way? Like, where were we studying or before?
Ustalov.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So these people have like maybe never seen a human?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they just mentioned Lashuntas and
Yeah.
Formicans.
Yeah. Much less a goblin or a
Kitsune.
Or Micah.
Sune.
Formica.
For Micah.
Micans.
When you guys were, kicking around that this was Castrovel, we talked about how like maybe some like super high level wizards have like visited, but like if they would have visited Severian, that's more of a cosmopolitan area compared to this.
Yeah.
And so,
Or like an Apollo mission.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
and then you walk into town and curse their sage.
Whoops.
Oops.
Whoops. All right, let's go. You walk and you just see Hubert on the edge of the cliff doing terrible things.
Brother
I'm
Amius
making
looks-
babies on the beach.
He looks back, sees him, just takes one look, and just. And then slowly keeps walking. So you see like pain in his face.
The Ramius, it's a tribute to your patience and your dedication to your faith that you've been able to tolerate that fucking guy so long.
So all lives are important. All lives are important. Worth saving. Pulls out a cigarette.
Just go.
Just like cringes at the sound of his voice.
And Hubert's voice and cries and sounds of "we" echo in your mind as you are led to the edge of town. Just beyond the edge of town, a group of maybe 12, 13 of these elves, headed up by Genthiel, walk you past these huge trees with gnarled branches that eventually come down to loom over a wide circular stone well. And Genthiel walks up to the edge of the well and looks in and ushers you forward, and you look inside this well, and there are ancient stone steps that spiral down into the ground. Those of you with dark vision can see that looks like it goes about 30 feet or so, and then just leads to a natural stone passageway at the bottom of the well that continues to descend lower and lower like an incline, and twists out of sight. Tell my mother I said hello.
We will.
And we'll see you next week.
Creepy staircase. Here we go.
Lovely staircase of death.
We'll never die.
Noodles.